Hey everyone, Jeff here from Films at Home. In today's review, we're checking out the latest from Marvel Studios and Disney on 4K. Hey everyone, thanks for coming back to the channel today for this review. In this video, we're going to be checking out Black Panther, Wakanda Forever on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray. I'm going to be talking about the movie itself a little bit. I'm also going to cover the 4K video and compare it to the Disney IMAX Enhanced stream. We'll talk about the Dolby Atmos audio, and I'll also cover all of the packaging and special features. So my quick thoughts on the movie Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Obviously, it opens up with a very emotional scene. I was a huge fan of Chadwick Boseman, not only as Black Panther, but in all of his incredible roles, and it was certainly shocking. I don't think a lot of people even knew he was sick, and very sad when he passed away in 2020 from cancer. Cancer sucks, takes away way too many people way too young. Horrible, horrible thing. And the movie does a nice job of giving him a tribute right up front and just sort of establishing, hey, T'Challa is no longer here. Chadwick is no longer here. We need to move on, but we need to recognize that this major character and this major person in real life existed, and they do a great job of that. The rest of the movie is sort of your typical Marvel fare. I do tend to like these movies better than some of the more connected Marvel Universe movies. For whatever reason, Black Panther and now Wakanda Forever, they've sort of stood on their own. They're connected, but they tell their own really great individual stories, and Ryan Coogler is a great director. Now, I will say some of the CGI here is a little goofy. In 4K, it's more exposed because it's probably rendered at a lower resolution. So there were a few kind of goofy moments that we always get in Marvel movies, but overall, I thought the CGI was pretty well done. The music is always excellent. I really do like the characters in this movie. The villain, Namor, he's a lot of fun. It's a really cool introduction to this whole new world as well. I don't think it's as good as the first Black Panther. I think Chadwick Boseman is sorely missed here, and he really was the heart and soul, but I think the rest of the cast did a great job considering that huge loss, and I'm excited to see where they take this in the future. Now on 4K here, Wakanda Forever is presented with a true 4K digital intermediate, so we're getting real 4K visuals here. There's no upscale. It was actually shot at somewhat higher resolution, and then it was finished at that 4K digital intermediate, and it does show. You can definitely see where these movies recently from Marvel that have 4K digital intermediates are far superior to the Marvel movies that had 2K digital intermediates and have been upscaled in the past for the 4K format. I really like the way this movie looks. Now, this disc does not have Dolby Vision, which is pretty standard for Disney stuff. They do not buy the licensing for Dolby Vision on their physical releases, but you can find it on Disney Plus in the streaming. So yeah, that could be annoying, but honestly, the HDR10 looks fantastic. The movie is a little bit dark. It's definitely a darker color grade, but when I watched this on Disney Plus in the stream with Dolby Vision, I actually found that to be even darker, and with the streaming compression, it got crushed in a few spots and maybe didn't look as good. So the 4K disc is the clear winner here visually. Even though you don't get IMAX ratio, on Disney Plus you get that IMAX Enhanced ratio, so the screen will go from widescreen to full screen and give you that full aspect ratio. You don't get that on the disc. You're just getting that widescreen with the black bars on the top and the bottom, but I still think it's a more consistent and overall far better presentation than what's on Disney Plus. So even though it has IMAX, even though it has Dolby Vision over there on the streaming platform, this is the best way to watch it. The HDR10 is right on par with Dolby Vision, and given that you're not getting that heavy compression that streaming gives you, the disc is far better in this case. Even though IMAX Enhanced is really cool, honestly, this movie did not have too many IMAX scenes that were blowing me away. It's not like a Top Gun Maverick where if you lost the IMAX scenes, you'd be disappointed. I didn't really have that same level of disappointment. The IMAX is there, it's cool when they use it, but it doesn't really add much to the visual. Now on the audio side, we get Dolby Atmos here, which is the same as Disney Plus, and I will say it's a pretty typical Disney Atmos sound. You definitely have to crank your sound up. I have my receiver always set at sort of a reference sound, I had to crank that up at least 5 or 6 spots to get this where I wanted it. And then you start to feel a little bit more of the bass that starts to kick in, the Atmos effects. Like it's I would say it's better than most Disney stuff that's been put out recently, but it's not going to really hold up if you're comparing it to other great Atmos releases. It's a pretty middle of the pack standard Atmos track. Now on the Blu-ray, you don't get Atmos, you only get 7.1 DTS HD. So if you want the Atmos track, it's important to note you have to buy the 4K disc and watch it on 4K. Just buying the Blu-ray will not give you that experience, and that 7.1 track is even weaker than the Atmos. So I would definitely recommend 4K both visually over Disney Plus even, and for audio because it has Atmos, which is superior, I think, even to the streaming version. Now, one interesting thing, though, is that the disc is still on a Blu-ray 66 gig disc. They don't use 100 gigabyte discs for Disney movies, so even though it's a fairly long movie, it is a little bit more compressed than I'd like it to be, especially being a true 4K source. Now, I think only the most hardcore enthusiasts and reviewers would even notice this, that there are a few moments that maybe could have been better. The average 99.9% of you are not going to notice. So it's just something to note. I would love for them to put these on 100 gig discs so they can compress them even a little bit less. But unfortunately, Disney sticks with those 66 gigs, and that's what we get here. It's not bad, though, honestly. You guys are not going to notice the difference unless you really, really try. Now, for packaging, we get pretty standard fare here with the Disney slipcovers for Marvel movies. You get the 4K, you get the Blu-ray disc, you get the digital code. There's this big sticker on it that talks about the journey to Wakanda and bonus features, but that is a sticker. You can take it off. And then they're calling this the Cinematic Universe Edition, which is sort of what they're calling the Marvel Studios movies now. Usually this says Collector's Edition for other stuff. Now it's the Cinematic Universe Edition, which is interesting because honestly, there's not a ton that makes this much better than like buying it digitally. The special features on the 4K disc are none. There are no special features on the 4K, so you're getting the special features on the Blu-ray, of which there's a handful of things. There's not much. There's sort of envisioning two worlds where they talk about, going from the underwater world to Wakanda and above water, passing the mantle, and how they moved on from Chadwick Boseman. There's an audio commentary with Ryan Coogler, and a couple of the producers, I believe. And then there's a gag reel and some deleted scenes. Gag reel is kind of funny. Deleted scenes don't add much to the picture, although a couple of them are kind of interesting. So overall, for a Cinematic Universe edition, the only thing you get by upgrading to 4K is 4K picture in Atmos. There's nothing else included like for a collector in terms of like special features, and all of these special features are available on the Blu-ray, and from what I've heard, with a digital copy purchase. Like if you went to iTunes and bought this, you'd get those special features as well. So it's not quite the edition, that they want to make it out to be, but I understand it's just part of their branding. So overall, if you are considering purchasing Black Panther Wakanda Forever, the 4K disc is the way to go. This will blow away the Disney Plus stream, even though those IMAX scenes can be really cool and Dolby Vision is a nice piece of, I would say, marketing sometimes they put on top of presentations. That's what it is in this case. That's a little bit of marketing because the 4K disc is better and the HDR10 is right on par with Dolby Vision. In fact, I actually preferred it to Dolby Vision because it wasn't as dark. You're also going to make sure you get Atmos by buying the 4K and over the Blu-ray. So overall, the 4K disc is definitely the way to go if you want to watch this movie. The colors pop. The resolution is pretty finely detailed considering the level of compression that they had to do here to get this down to 60 gigs. And overall, I really enjoyed the movie as well. It's not quite what Black Panther was, but I think it's probably one of the best Marvel movies I've watched in the last several years, which honestly I think has been full of a few stinkers. So I really liked this one and enjoyed it. If you want to pick this up, I'll leave a link down in the description where you can grab this from Amazon. That helps support my channel, but of course you can also grab this from many other places as well. So shop around and find the best price. Other than that, hope you guys enjoyed the review. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more 4K reviews and content like this. Also make sure to follow me on social media. All of those links are down in the description. And of course, all the links to my partners and different discount codes and things I can offer you guys as my followers are in the description as well. So I appreciate all the support there. And of course, just thank you for watching. That's the best way to support, and liking the videos and leaving comments. That helps grow our channel. So I appreciate all of that. Thank you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe and stay healthy out there, and I will talk to you soon.